Gregory.
Anthony. What's going on, man?
Oh, it's just
I
it's that time of year, man. It's getting hot. I don't For those that don't know, I loathe the summer.
and I'm quite the opposite, and it is my favorite time of year.
So
I
hot.
think my preferred temperature is like 80 to 85 outside. That's where I'm looking for. Anthony is gagging for those of you not watching.
Oh my god, it got up to like 82 yesterday when I was golfing and I just
Oh,
wanted to die.
buddy, I have been sitting on my patio working all week just because it's so nice and sunny out, and I think today it got up to like 86 or something here, and
Gross.
I'm for it. I'm thoroughly for it.
We I ruined not ruined Becca's day, but we're going down south for vacation, literally like leaving tomorrow.
Mhm.
And the weather down there, it's gonna be like mid 60s with like 50% chance of rain like the whole time we're there. And
Oh
I'm just
no,
beaming. And
that's
but the
horrible.
weather in Pittsburgh is gonna be like still a little bit of rain, but it's gonna be like the 80s all week. It's like 20 degrees cooler down there, and
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
We're gonna go to the zoo this coming weekend, and we're meeting a friend of mine from high school down there, and she's like, it's gonna be pretty hot down there," and I'm like, it's not gonna be too bad, and she's like, I don't know, I saw that it was like, I think it's supposed to be like 90, and I'm like, yeah, it's not too bad, that'll be all
Disgusting.
right.
Disgusting.
Could be way worse.
Disgusting. I hate it. It's
Yeah.
I mean, this is actually a nice segue into. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Welcome back to Something Neat, where we drink something neat and talk about something neat. I'm your co-host Anthony, and this is my other co-host Greg.
We are both co-hosts. That is the most diplomatic way to do
We are the
it.
co-hosts. It's sort of like you and Sean are co-best men because I just couldn't pick.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's the way to do it, dude. I did the same thing for my wedding, as you
Yep,
know.
I'm
And
aware.
I
I was one of
think,
them.
and it's actually kind of funny because I think you did it the same way I did too. And is you picked your best friend from childhood and your best friend from like college adulthood
Adulty.
time.
Yeah.
And that's the same exact thing that I did too. So,
Yeah, but so in the spirit of friendship and summer and upcoming wedding, we mentioned last episode that you and I were going to do a weight loss competition. So our first weigh in
mhm.
was just a few days ago.
It was.
As I mentioned, I'm going on vacation, so I will probably have some ground to make up come the
You
following
will.
week. So we will keep the listeners apprised of the progress and who is in the lead as we proceed along. But
Yeah, because
that is a real thing.
you're definitely going to have some ground to make up because I'm having a very good week. I do think with any weight loss competition, there's a lot of kind of beginner's luck in there because when you first start, your body's like, okay, my metabolism's still at the same spot as it was, but the calories are lower. So you drop weight pretty quickly. So I'm having a great week so far because I've been being very good and very strict. Um, but yeah, so good luck to you with your vacation and catching up.
I told Becca that any given day I was going to flip a coin. Heads, I just eat today. Tails, I just drink today. Just to try to
The
mitigate the
healthiest way of doing it,
just to try to mitigate the calorie intake.
Yeah, just pick one or the other.
Well, the ocean's going to be cold and the pool's not heated, so I'll basically get to do a cold plunge any day I want.
Just stay in the pool for like 2 hours and be like, nah, burning calories to stay warm.
It's gonna be in like the mid 60s and a little bit
Oh,
rainy.
that's
So,
horrible.
but
That's gonna be
I'm pumped. Which is like
why
I
I
was
would not
saying.
even look at a pool at that kind of a temperature.
Well, the pool will be like in the 70s. Like it's been warmer down there recently. It's just
Yeah,
cold
so
this
it's
week.
probably gonna be warmer than the air, but
Yeah, because
yeah, no, not
that's
you.
another thing Beck and I recently just talked about was the like the five like core properties of water, and like one of them's like like heat retention.
Yeah, so it has a high heat capacity,
Yep,
so it holds
yep.
on to its temperature very nicely.
Yeah, we'll do a whole episode about water, but in this
Oh,
particular episode, we're talking as always about water that's been mixed with corn and then yeast and then boiled and then stuck into
mhm.
barrels and is
Popped into
delicious
a bottle.
and delicious. And I'm pretty excited about this episode. We're getting a little bit back to our roots of trying to
Mhm.
educate people because
We are.
well,
So
let's do the bottle first and
yeah,
then
let's do
we'll
bottle first, and then we can talk about the. We'll do the something neat, and then we'll talk about the something
and
neat.
this is like it's not a very expensive bottle, but this is one of my favorite looking bourbon bottles and always has been.
I agree. So fun, something neat about this one. So we're doing 1792 small batch. That's what our episode's going to be today. So something neat about this bottle. This is the first what I would call nice bourbon that I ever had. Um, I was at a bar in towards the end of college. I think it was my senior year. And I saw it on the shelf, and this is at the time when I'm usually looking for what's the cheapest, highest proof drink that I can get. And I think I was there one day. I can't remember the occasion, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to try that right there because it has a cool bottle. And it was 1790 small batch, and it kind of started my love of bourbon. So,
And the thing I love the most, well, I guess we'll taste it. Let's taste it, talk a little bit more about it, and then I'll explain
mhm.
why the bottle is so appropriate for our topic today.
Yep.
Be in not necessarily, I'm
What
not
is that?
doing my normal snifter. I for what because
Oh.
1792 is named 1792 because of its connection to Kentucky joining the Union as the 15th state in, you fucking
Mhm.
guessed it, 1792. This has nothing to do with it, but this is a glass that has like the whole first bit of A Tale of Two Cities written around it.
Okay. That's fun.
And that's related but unrelated. A brief history of bourbon is there's
Mhm.
debate on where the name bourbon came from. Did it come from Bourbon County, Kentucky, or did it come from Bourbon Street, New Orleans, where the
So it's
liquor
a
started to get popularized? So
so it's
that's
a
why
tale
that
of two
it's a tale of
cities.
two.
All right, I
Yeah,
like it. I
see,
like it a lot. Yep, yep, yep.
I thought it was thematic.
See,
I didn't
that was a funny
I didn't.
pop.
Yeah, I didn't. That was pretty good.
That was a pretty good one. I don't
That
know
was
if you
good.
heard mine at all, if the mic
I
picked it up, but
no,
it was
I
just a
heard
kind of like a
yours.
funny little like boop.
It was yours was a funny little ba ba ba. Glug 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 glug.
That's a generous pour. That should be good.
Because we're
I
doing a
like the
weight because
closing
we're doing
sound
a
on this
weight
one
loss.
actually.
It's kind of like a Cadillac. You know, Cadillacs have like that very distinct door closing
Yeah, when you
thud.
close the door, it's like the clunk. Yeah, this one
Uh,
has honestly, it sounds a lot like the one that we used on our intro,
yep.
the or the outro where it goes tink.
I'm using a measuring cup for mine, so I know exactly how much I'm drinking, so I can track the calories
Ooh.
specifically, so I can win.
Yeah, so I
Oh,
uh
that is
I
stiff on the
just
nose.
it's very sweet though.
Yeah, but it's hitting me with maybe it's because I'm using like a regular rocks glass, but
Maybe
I am
because
getting
are you
some
getting
ethanols.
ethanol?
Yeah,
I'm not getting ethanol at all.
it's not.
Mind
I
you,
mean, it's. I
I
guess it's not
did
too
just have
aggressive.
bourbon right before this, so my palate could also be a little bit um lightened. Ooh.
I took a teeny sip just so I could acclimatize. I'm not. I didn't want to. That's not a taste testing sip. That's just enough to burn the inside of my mouth.
Well, I actually just did a taste testing sip. It's good. I actually
Yeah,
really
dude,
like
I
it.
like 1792.
This is very tasty.
It's classic
It's
though.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a little bit of a Kentucky kiss to it. It's got a little bit
Mm-hmm.
of that spice there, that ethanol kick to it. I mean, it is 90 proof. Yeah,
93.
93.7 proof exactly, which is something funny about this bottle that they always bottle it exactly 93.7 proof. Um, but
Does that have something to do with the date?
I don't think I honestly I don't know why. I just know they do.
January, February, March, April, May. No, June is 6. Because
Yeah,
June
it's
15th
always
is the.
exactly 93.7.
Yeah, I wonder why. Well, we'll look that
So
up
it's got
later.
it's got a little bit of warmth to it. It's definitely you're drinking a slightly overproofed spirit. But it's not it finishes pretty clean. It's got some kind of like it's got a little bit of barrel character to it. You get a little bit of that oakiness.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got some sweet notes because there's some like it's almost like caramel, like caramelized sugar kind of things. And then you definitely get some of that rye hit,
Yep.
which makes sense with the mash bill.
What is the? Does it have it on here? Or did we
Runs-
look it up?
It does not actually. Something neat about this bottle is they actually keep the mash bill secret.
Yeah.
They don't tell you. They just say it's a high rye mash,
I mean, you can taste the high
um,
rye.
and you can taste it. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
definitely tell that it's a
Yeah.
high
This
rye
is
mash
this is
bottle.
like 20. This is like 25, maybe 30, maybe even 30% rye for sure.
So consensus, the industry guesses, because like we said, it's not specifically said anywhere, but the industry guesses between 15 and 25% rye. I was going to say probably like 20 based on what I tasted, 20 to 25, because it definitely has, it's got a punch, a little bit
Yeah.
of a punch,
Yeah,
but
there's you know what I think? I think the what I was originally, now that I'm drinking it, I think what I was originally getting is like an ethanol burn is actually sort of just like that rye smell that
yeah,
immediately
it could
makes
be.
me I still think I'm converting to being a rye person.
I think I'm starting to too. I think through our platform, we should probably explore some more ryes. I know we
Yeah.
generally stick to bourbons, but you know, we can. There's nothing stopping us. We can
No.
check out other stuff, and I keep going back to the double punch that we had, and
So
that one
fucking
was
good.
very tasty. The Rosen rye was very good. Um, yeah.
Yeah, but that's
So,
the double punch. Did I tell you I bought a second bottle of it?
did you?
I went back and bought the
It's so
last
good.
bottle.
It's very tasty. I've almost finished mine. I like, as you know, I haven't been drinking very much lately, and I'm almost done with that bottle.
Yeah, I took it to my golf trip and let a bunch of other people drink it, and like so the first bottle is almost done, but I have a second one that I
hmm
can crack open
Yeah, you got
whenever I
the one
want.
in reserve. I might go back and see if they have it where I got mine. That
So
might be.
good,
They had a few bottles when I got it. But anyway,
so
but yeah,
unbelievably
some
good.
fun things about 1792. Like you said, it's named based on the date that Kentucky became a state in 1792. And it was actually launched in 2002 by Barton,
Mm,
and it was originally released as Ridgewood Reserve 1792. Um, a small brewer or small distillery called Woodford Reserve had
heh.
an issue with that and immediately sued them and said that you can't use the name Ridgewood Reserve 1792. And a judge agreed with them and made them change it to 1792 Ridgewood Reserve instead of the other way around. Eventually, it just became 1792 bourbon, and now it's just 1792.
Oh, it's actually 2009. I got bought by Sazerac, the big
Yep.
the yeah
Afterwards.
Sazerac
Mhm.
bought it, and then so for anyone
This
that
was in
doesn't know, they also own
2004.
Buffalo Trace. So it's like Sazerac has
Mhm.
a history of like buying them, but then not like fucking with them a whole lot. Like they want
Yeah,
to
they're
own
just
it, but
kind
they
of an
don't like
umbrella company.
mess with it too much.
Hmm.
And it's I love like Bardstown is like that's like bourbon. Like there's so many bourbons made there. Like
Hmm.
literally Bardstown bourbon, which we should
We
do an
need to go on a
episode on.
trip there. We have to go on a trip there.
We should do a we should do like a Bardstown distillery. We should do a Bardstown distillery. Their origin series is really good and a very
That'd be a lot
affordable
of fun.
bottle. That's the other
Hmm.
thing. Very affordable bottle. We've committed to doing some
Yeah,
more affordable bottles. It's like what, 30 bucks, 32 bucks?
I think it was 34.
Yeah.
Yep.
They dropped the age statement just because so many people drank it that they couldn't really
Hmm.
commit to it.
They couldn't
But
keep up with the amount, the demand, and there was some like changes with the barrel warehouse too. But apparently, it used to be always 8 year. There was like an age statement on it all the time. But now it's usually somewhere between 6 and 8 years generally. So
yeah,
it's not in there specifically, but it still has like tasting this. It doesn't have an ethanol kick. It definitely has like a pretty nicely aged taste to it.
yeah.
So though it's not bottled in bond or anything like that, it feels like it is. I don't know. I
Yep.
think if it was 100 proof, it probably would be able to do bottled and bond. But
Well, maybe. I mean, you got it. There's a process which we're
yeah, there
about to
is.
fucking talk about because I
Yeah.
am getting sick and tired of arguing with you dumb fucks on the internet when I post videos and you say shit like bourbon has to come from Kentucky. So we're gonna go back to our educational roots, and this is the bottle we're using it. And you know why I was gonna say before, Greg. Sorry,
Mhm.
tirade, Anthony.
Oh no, please Please, the floor is yours,
this
sir.
is
Go
this
off,
is
Bing.
I love this bottle because this bottle is such an example of how marketing in the industry makes things look and sound and taste and feel all super nice and classy when this is a $30 bottle of bourbon. Now, is it a good $30 bottle of bourbon? Absolutely. This is delicious. I don't know where I'm going to put it on the ranking yet. I'll put the ranking list up and I'll sort of feel it out after I get 4 or 5
I
more
think it's
ounces
going to be
into it.
higher than I expect it to be. Honestly, now that I just had a couple more sips, it's pretty good.
3 or 4 more ounces into it, I'll decide how I'm feeling. But it it looks so pretty, but it's all not all of it. But at least this bottle is all marketing. Because here's the thing: if they wanted to put an age statement on it, they would have to say 6 years or possibly 5 years. Because it's also probably why they don't put an age statement on it. Because because the oldest or the age statement has to be the youngest whiskey in a blend. So if you mix a 12-year and a 4-year, that is a 4-year-old bourbon.
Yes.
It could be 98% 12-year and 2% 4-year, and that is a 4-year-old bourbon, and that's why people don't do it. That's why people don't put age statements on stuff. And not always.
They do stuff like on this one, it says Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, because that does have an exact thing that has to be at least.
Okay.
And that means it has to be made in Kentucky, and it has to be at least 2 years old. But it's just at least. And something cool about this, like we said, it's probably around 6 to 8. You can know it is at least 4 because if it's under 4 years of aging, then they have to actually put an exact year on it.
Yes, so straight has to be more than 2, but if it's under 4, you have to put it. So if it's
exactly.
2, 3, 4,
so over 4, you don't have to.
I
Anymore.
really don't think it's 2 or 3. Anyway, okay.
Yes,
I think
2 or 3.
Okay, we jumped ahead slightly.
We've gone too far. We've gone too far.
So there's 2. Okay, so I'm just gonna say this right off the rip. Bourbon does not have to be made in Kentucky. So I'm gonna that's a separate thing. I'm gonna take this, put it here, and then if anybody's like, well, but all the Kentucky, but all the bourbon is made in Kentucky, and most of it is, so it's kind of like it just. Yes, I get it. Yes, there is more barrels of bourbon in Kentucky than there are people. I understand. It's the climate and the people and the culture. That's fine. But you just sound stupid when you're like, well, yeah, I guess it's technically not, but like we all know it is. Like, no, you sound like an idiot, and it pisses me off. Because especially coming from PA, because there are so many good distilleries in PA for bourbon. And we've done a bunch of them.
Awesome bourbons. Yeah, we have. I mean, we got the... what have we done so far?
We did the 8 Oaks, the Rose and Rye's also PA. It's technically not a bourbon, but I mean 8 Oaks is awesome. Wolf is also, Liberty Pole we did last season. Liberty Pole makes a hell of a bourbon and a rye.
Yep, we did the was it the double chard from can't I remember the name of them? I could think of the bottle right off the top of my head.
You're thinking the Davy double chard.
Thank you, Davy double chard.
Hidden Stills is like the number one. Hidden Stills rivals a lot of Kentucky.
It's fantastic. I love it.
I'm just saying, even in distribution, like Hidden Stills is like one of the number one bourbon producers. Now, I mean, they don't stack up against your Jim Beams and your Buffalo Trace, and but you're small, like you're like regular bourbon producers. It's right up there.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think it's great. And so,
High West is out of Texas, and it's great.
Even more to drive this point home, there is literally the H Congressional Resolution number 57 from 1964 that classifies exactly what bourbon is. And there is nothing in this resolution that says anything about it being from Kentucky. What it does say is we have to... Where did it go? I lost it.
Be made in the United States.
Correct. You want to do them all? You did this You did this in the last one that we did.
Yep.
But do you want to do them again?
No, you got this, buddy. I'm just gonna count on my fingers because there's 5
United
things.
States, 51% corn. Has to be. It has to at some point go through a new charred oak barrel.
New is specific. The type of oak is not. I confirmed that in Kentucky. It took a while, but I did get a real answer.
A lot of the times they use white oak,
because
but it doesn't
that's
have
what
to be
fucking
white
grows
oak.
in Kentucky. That's why.
Yep, so that's why they have it. And then the fourth, well, I guess 4 or 5. So it has to go into the, or is distilled no more than 125 proof,
160. Distilled to
160 proof,
160.
and it has to enter the
Barreled
barrel at no more than
no more,
125
but
proof.
no less than 80.
It has to be bottled at least 80 proof.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, bottled at least 80.
Mhm.
Can't be any lower. So your fireballs, not bourbon. Well, they're not bourbon anyway
Well,
because
no,
the
but they
last
didn't
one
say
is.
it's also not whiskey technically, but yeah.
Well, the last one is also no artificial flavors or colors. So bourbon, when it's amber
That is
colored
true.
like this, that's all from the barrel legally. It
Mhm.
can't. They don't add caramel coloring. It's not your
Yep.
black velvet Canadian bullshit whiskey. The thing is, the whole point. I will take every opportunity to shit on Canadian whiskey that I get.
I know. We all know, I
I
think.
figured that's why you left. The whole point. So there's two big bourbon laws. There's the Bottle and Bond Act, and then
Mhm.
the known as the Bourbon Act, but the whatever the fuck you just said, congressional law, but it's known as the
Yeah,
Bourbon
yeah,
Act.
yeah. H
So
Congressional Resolution 57, more commonly known as the 1964 Congressional Resolution, or the Bourbon Act, quote unquote.
so and the thing is, it's like every other like major distilling country, more or less, has something like this. Like
Mhm.
tequila has specific rules that make it tequila. Scotch, specific rules that make it scotch. And all of them
Mhm.
include the has to be made in that country. So for people to think that the American one, which was done primarily as a trade act to standardize what bourbon is so we could trade it on the global market the same way
Mhm.
as like Scotch had a big influence on it because like we wanted to say we have a product that's different than Scotch. We are
Mhm.
standardizing what process it has to go through, and that is what it is. And they're
Yep.
currently trying to get alcohol producers are currently trying to get a very similar standard put together for American single malts, which are
Really?
very
I haven't heard of that one. Yeah.
yeah. So that's like a new thing. It's like American single malts, and they would love to be able to get a standardization of it so that
Mhm.
it can be traded with a global definition. And that's why they did it. It's the Bourbon Act is essentially a trade act,
Mhm.
creating the national identity of bourbon.
Yeah, it's protecting bourbon as a U.S. export. It is something that we make, and it is something that only we make, and we give it to other people. It's same as cognac in France. We've got, like you said, tequila has to come from tequila, specifically in Mexico. Scotch has to come from Scotland. Like these different things are made to protect that product as only being from this place. And
Yep.
if you just say that, if you don't have that written down anywhere or a decree about it or an act about it, anybody can make something that and just call it bourbon, you
Yep.
know? And it's important to put an actual definition to the label.
Yep. And saying that bourbon has to be from Kentucky would be the same as a Scotch person saying that Scotch has to come from the Highlands because that's where they made it
Yeah.
first. You just sound
Yeah,
like an idiot.
only the Islay.
You just sound dumb.
Yeah.
So those are the things that make bourbon bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact is bourbon doesn't. So where like some of these other ones, like tequila doesn't, like Scotch has like a minimum age that it needs to be Scotch, 3 years minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Bourbon doesn't have a minimum age. No, you have to. There are
Not
words.
specifically for bourbon
Yeah,
itself, but there's
you
other
can.
stuff.
There was one of the master distillers at one of the distilleries I went to down in Kentucky was like, okay, so like technically, like I could just take a charred oak bucket, carry it from one side of the room to the other side of the room,
Yeah.
call it bourbon.
I've heard something like that too, that they said literally they could take the still and they could put charred oak staves and have it just pour over them, and technically that would be bourbon.
Age,
But
because it's
yeah,
aged in charred oak containers. It doesn't say
but it's
barrels.
not defined. Like there's nothing specific about it.
Aged and container are much less
Yeah,
specific in the
let me
wording.
look at the actual resolution. It says specifically. Nope, that is not right. Do, 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 do,
Well,
do.
while you're looking at that, I just a distinction between the two, because we brought it up several times at this point, is the Bottle and Bond Act predates the Bourbon Act by quick math, 67 years. Um which is, I mean, in the confines of early United States, like that's a long time. So the Bottle and Bond Act was 1897, which predates the Food and Drug Administration by 9 years. So we cared more about people not being poisoned by their whiskey 9 years before we gave a shit as a government about people not being poisoned by their food.
Yeah. And I also wonder if that has something to do with like the snake oil salesman on the
Mm-hmm.
side of the road, just like selling stuff, because I think that was a lot more prevalent and probably a lot more of an issue to public health than like food things, because the FDA came about to make sure food stuff was good. But I think at that time, most people are eating locally grown things that they are getting from their neighbor and fun stuff like that. Whereas if some guy on a wagon shows up with a bunch of bottles of booze and says that this is whiskey,
Yep.
you have no way of determining that.
Yep.
So do you want to talk a little bit about the Bottle to Bond Act? I don't think we really we haven't gotten into it yet.
No. So yeah, exactly. It's like you were saying. It was a I believe the exact wording is like it was a desperate fight against fraud and theft
Hmm.
because distillers were essentially, so basically moonshiners were defrauding the American people.
Hmm.
So bottle and bond was a way to standardize, and this is before what bourbon is bourbon. It's like they were already making it that way more or less, but the
Hmm.
rules were a little bit different. So to be bottle and bond, it has to be from a single distillery and a single distiller.
Hmm.
So like it's one distiller, one distillery, and it also has to be from a single distilling season. So either
Hmm.
January to June or July to December is when
Yep.
it's allowed to be produced and then actually like distilled and then put into the containers.
The barrels.
The
Yep.
reason I love Bottle and Bond and the reason like Evan Williams Bottle and Bond or Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond, Henry McKenna, it's all minimum 4 years. So if you're
Mhm.
getting a bottle, Old Forester, like anything that you see, if you are going to the store, and the whole point of this episode is going to be to educate yourself on A, what bourbon is, but B, the second part of this episode is going to be about how to know what means something and what doesn't mean something.
Read your labels.
And Bottle and Bond is like the first thing that we're talking about as that group of that has a legal definition. So anything bottle and bond is a minimum of 4 years. So if it just says bottle and bond, you know that it is aged at least 4 years. If there's an additional age statement, then you know that all of it is more or less from that age, even though
Mhm.
again, youngest and whole thing, we'll get into that, but because it has to be from a single distiller, single distilling season.
Yep.
It also has to be 100 proof. So not the standard bourbon 80. If it's bottle and bond, it has to be 100 proof
Yep.
and without
50%.
exception.
Hmm.
So it's
No
like
more, no less.
yeah,
Exactly.
there is no barrel proof or single barrel bottle and bond. Like it's 100 proof, and the only thing you can use to proof it down is not weaker whiskey. You can only proof it down with water.
Yep. Yeah. And I think the one thing is you could have a single barrel bottled in bond.
Sure.
That is a possible thing. That's definitely fine. Um, but yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with it. And it's like we said, it specifically was a really a consumer and safety issue at that time. Like people were having problems with getting bad things. And it applies also to like something neat is it applies to not only bourbon but bourbon, rye, brandy, any American spirit uh, can be called bottled at bond.
Well, and it's called bonded because again, it was
We missed one.
oversight.
We missed one. Yep.
Well, yeah, so it's 4 years, but that 4 year aging takes place in like padlocked, federally supervised, bonded. That's why they
Hmm.
call it warehouses or rick houses. Like
Yep.
so that's where the bond comes from. It's bottled in bond.
Hmm.
It's a bonded warehouse that's federally
Hmm.
supervised.
So
And
they know what went in, came out. They know what's in there, all of that fun stuff. Unless you're Fitzgerald, and then you like to steal them. But
See 2 episodes ago.
But yeah, no, I think it's really cool to talk about these acts, but I think the labeling on bottles, like we've talked about, it's some of it means a lot. Some of it actually has specific things tied to it that they have weight to what they say. So, for instance, if you look at this bottle that we have here. So, on this bottle, like Anthony said, it's a pretty bottle.
Super
It
pretty.
looks really nice. It's a good. The shape is cool with it. It's got the gold lettering, and it looks nice. A small batch on it. It says Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, and we have a cameo from Marvin,
He won't shut up.
Anthony's cat. How's it going, buddy? His cat are actually getting pretty bad. Poor
No, that's
buddy.
just because I got all my lights on.
Oh, but they're still looking very shiny. He looks happy though that you're holding him.
Oh, he loves to be held. Gandalf, not so much. Gandalf, one-eyed Gandalf over there, not so much. If I started plucking at a couple, there's some mats I gotta snip. But okay, I'm
I
gonna put you
understand,
down. Are you done?
but
Are you done meowing now?
no, probably not.
No, probably not. Anyway, so
But
things on this
anyway,
bottle.
back to the bottle.
Yep.
So like I said, it's got the small batch. It's got the Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, and it's got 46.85 alcohol per volume, or 93.7 proof. So on the back of the bottle,
Distilled
it is
and
a little bit
bottled
more
in
interesting.
Barton, 1792 Distillery, Bardstown, Kentucky.
Which is the one Sazerac bought the Barton Distillery, like we were talking about. But they actually kept the Barton Distillery,
Mm-hmm.
and it has been. I think that's the historic distillery, right? It's been around for a
Yeah,
long time.
it's a long time.
hmm So
This refined bourbon elevates Kentucky distilling to exceptional new heights, celebrated by whiskey connoisseurs worldwide. The subtleties of 1972 make it incomparably brash and bold, yet smooth and balanced. So
Anthony,
I'm just gonna
you
let
want
you
to go
know
through?
real quick. Nothing on the back description means a goddamn thing.
Nothing. It's just a fun description, and it sounds good. On the front, there's a little bit that means stuff and a little bit that doesn't mean anything. So, case in point number one, small batch.
Yep,
Anthony, would you like to tell them what small batch means?
absolutely fucking nothing.
Not at all. No, it just looks nice on a bottle to say it's small batch. There's no actual definition of what small batch means. So, is
That's
it
It's like
from
saying Jim
a
Beam's small batch. It's like, oh yes, we've batched this from our 1 billion barrels.
yes, that's smaller than the 3 billion that we use over here. So
For the
it's
record, Jim Beam does not have billions of barrels, but they
we're
probably have
we're just
millions.
we're making a point. If we're making billions, why aren't we making
I love that we
millions?
did that at the same time. That is unscripted. For anybody listening and not watching, Greg and I just both did at the same time, without even looking at the camera, the Doctor Evil Pinky millions. Yeah, so small batch doesn't mean a goddamn
So
thing.
small batch doesn't mean anything. But Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey means a couple of things. As we talked about before, the Straight Bourbon Whiskey is at least 2 years aged bourbon. And then the Kentucky part of it, if they do slap the name Kentucky on there, or Pennsylvania, or any other specific locality, that means all of the spirit in the bottle has to be distilled at that location.
Yep.
So Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey has to be from Kentucky.
And because it's a straight bourbon and there's no age statement, we know that the youngest whiskey in here is at least 4 years old. Otherwise, you would have to have an age statement.
So that is what you can learn from reading this particular bottle. So just looking at the front of it, that's what you know. Now, I think I'm going to run away for a second, Anthony, if you want to fill the space, and I'll grab a couple more bottles that we can take a look at.
Perfect. If you still have the bottle of Michter's, that's a good one.
I think I do.
Yeah.
Give me
Okay. So to fill the space, and Greg's gonna go grab a couple other bottles. Other things that mean stuff, like we already touched on bottle and bond. So bottle and bond is all the things we talked about for that 100 proof, 4 years, yada yada. If it says bottle and bond, I personally go, if I don't know what I'm getting, or it's a distillery that I've not seen or heard of before, and I want to try their product, I will almost always, if they have a bottle and bond version, I will almost always grab that first, because I think it gives a really good expression of that distillery without a lot of frills. It rarely are you getting that aged or finished in different types of bottles. So that's why I go for that. Um, we've touched on the age statements. So the thing that just to clarify with age statement is if it's a blended whiskey, so it's not a single barrel, which does still mean something, which we'll touch on here in a second, I'm sure. If it's a blended whiskey, the age statement has to be the youngest whiskey.
Yep.
And Greg is back with bottles.
And Greg is back with bottles. He has a couple bottles. We're going to start with, unfortunately, I don't actually have the Michter's anymore. I believe it is downstairs, but I'm pretty confident I do have it. But I've got two bottles that have a lot of writing on them. So the first one is one that we have had before a couple of times. The Bondstone Cask Strength. So this one says Bondstone on it. It says Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, which we've already discussed. But then it says Cask Strength. Do you want to go over what Cask Strength means, Anthony?
I actually don't remember if cask strength means anything. I know that it means something, but I don't remember if it's illegal.
Oh, is it not? I thought cask strength means it had to be bottled at the same strength that it comes out of the barrel.
So
similar to barrel. I think barrel proof and cask strength, I think
they're synonymous, but I still don't remember if it's, and I'm just double checking to make sure we're not giving bad information.
Make sure we're not giving bad, because I thought that it was, but some other things on this barrel or this bottle that are important is there is an age statement. It says aged in a minimum of 4 years, and then it says distilled in Kentucky, and it's Kentucky whiskey bottling. So that's why it says Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. So similar to the last one, has all that information.
So it does carry legal weight. I wanted to make sure it carried legal.
I grabbed this one because I was pretty sure it did, and it says it in big bold letters.
Yep, I just wanted to make sure it carries legal weight. So it's a strict guarantee that no water was added to the spirit as it was dumped, whatever it leaves the barrel at.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here the thing is, it's not they are typically higher proof. As that one for sure fucking is.
67.5.
Yep. That's like teetering right on the line of there was no angel share. It all's going to the bottle. It's specifically to bourbon. So cask strength is like a global term. Like you can find Irish whiskeys that are cask strength. Like that's not like a US specific legal term. But it is a legal term in the sense that it's a guarantee that no water was added. Whatever proof it left the barrel at is what went into the bottle.
Mm-hmm. So the other bottle I have is, I think this one is very near and dear to our heart. It's the first episode that we ever did, and it's the first episode we did of this season. But I have my Henry McKenna 10-year.
Yep.
So this one has a lot of fun writing on it.
So much.
This one says Henry McKenna. It's got an age statement of aged 10 years. It says single barrel on it. It says Kentucky Straight Bottled in Bond Bourbon Whiskey. And it even gives you the barrel number it came from and the date it was barreled on. And the proof, as we said with Bottled in Bond, has to be 100 proof. At least 4 years. This one specifically says 10 years. So it is a 10-year-old whiskey. And because it's a single barrel, that's another one that legally means it has to come from a single barrel.
Yep.
So this one was
one
barrel number 18715.
Barrel. Like it's one specific aging barrel. Not aging year, not group of barrels, one barrel.
One barrel. Yep. So this one came from barrel number 18715, and it was barreled on 11/5/2014. So yeah, this is all legally binding information on this label. And when you see labels like this, you know that this is going to be a solid bourbon.
Is there any fluff on there at all?
I don't think so. I don't see anything, even on the back. Let me look at the back.
Yeah, single barrel. I mean, yeah,
10-year-old single barrel is a one of a. Okay, so the only fluff it has here is it says it's a one of a kind bourbon.
I mean, it's not technically wrong because it's a single barrel.
I'm just saying that's the only thing that could be kind of considered fluff because it doesn't mean anything. But it says a 10-year-old single barrel, both true things, bourbon or one of a kind bourbon, questionable, and then bottled and bond. That's all it says on the back. So literally everything on this label actually tells you something about this bourbon and what it is supposed to be. So when you get labels like that, you can really feel confident that the product that you're getting is going to be of high quality. And they, at least the distiller, put a decent amount of time and effort into crafting whatever it is. A lot of the other bottles, I'm not sure. Anthony just ran away, I believe, to also get more bottles because he has a more vast selection than I do. So I'm hoping he may be looking for bottles that have fluff on them and just random words that don't actually mean anything. He is back with some bottles. Anthony, are you getting bottles that have words that don't mean anything on them? Because I
Yeah,
hope that's what
I
you
tried.
did.
Yeah, I tried to grab some that I think probably have some fluff, and I
Good
was
job.
successful. So
Because
actually,
all
so
of the bottles
funny.
that I have are the ones that we've done on our episodes, and I don't think a lot of our episode bottles have a lot of fluff
No,
on
because
them.
we pick like good. We pick
Because
good.
we know what to look for, because we're
Yeah, we
picking specifically.
so again. So this is
But
all
yeah.
about educating. So I'm gonna. So this one actually is not like a ton of fluff. Actually, so this is this
Hmm.
is my new like
Ooh.
because my liquor store near my house does not carry the Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, which is my go-to house whiskey. This is my
uh,
new go-to house whiskey that I get there,
I don't
which
think
is
I've ever had that before.
yeah. So Jim Beam, so age 7 years. So we know that the minimum age in this bottle is 7 years. Black means nothing, and just it's
Nothing really. It's just
referring.
got a
It's
fun
just
black label.
whatever. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, and there is an age stamp, but we know that it's made in Kentucky. We know that it is at least 2 years old, obviously, because we have an age statement.
7,
So
but yeah.
frankly, putting age 7 years and Kentucky straight bourbon, eh.
What does it say on the side of the bottle over there in the gold
Yep, that's where
lettering
we're
on the
looking. So
other
after seven
side?
years of resting in barrels, something special happened like in turds, rich gold, notes, caramel, vanilla, smooth whiskey,
What does the other
aged
side say? It says like 8 generations or something
8 generations Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. I guess it's like 8 generations of Jim Beam.
of people. Okay, it's just because
Yep.
through GB.
And then
Okay.
90 proof. 45%. So truly not that much fluff on
Honestly,
here.
just a little bit of fluff. That's not too much.
And then
Honestly, it's just the black that makes it look fun, but
yeah,
it's not actually. It doesn't mean anything.
and then the other thing we mentioned it on the bottle we're currently drinking, but you want to look at distilled. So the other thing that's like legal is like distilled by, bottled by, and then the name and then the places. So this
Hmm.
one specifically, there's Claremont, Frankfurt, Kentucky, but it's like Jim Beam has two spots. So like,
Hmm.
it's not from one or the other. It's just like, but it's all from Kentucky. And then if it's distilled and bottled, you know that the person that's distilling is bottling it. If it just says bottled by, like if you get a bottle that just says bottled by, let me
Hmm.
see. I don't
Yep.
think that.
I don't know if
So, oh, this is
maybe.
a great one. So this is, I did not know this.
What is the hand? I see. So one of my favorite things is right on the front of that. It says handcrafted
Yeah.
across the top,
So this
and
one,
people love the way that sounds, but it means also absolutely fuck all.
this bottle looks super cool. I'm glad I brought this one over. This
That's a good
bottle
one.
looks
Yeah.
super cool. I got it on sale. MSRP on this bottle is like $90. This
Yeah.
is I'm not trying
It
to
looks it looks like it has the same kind of words and weight of this one, so I'm actually curious about that one. Like,
this is
what
one
makes
you
it ninety
tried when you
dollars?
this is when you tried when you were here. This is the one we both agreed is absolute dog shit.
Okay, yeah,
It's so
I
bad.
yeah,
So handcrafted means nothing.
not at all.
Black whiskey means nothing. Except I mean it's made from Andean black corn. I do want to. So other thing to point out, this is also not bourbon, so that's worth mentioning. Even though they, for some reason, always put it with the
It's probably just
bourbons.
not enough corn in it.
Um, yeah, I have no idea what the mash bill is. It is cask strength. It's natural color. This is actually a product of Peru.
Wait, it's natural. Like they're saying, there's natural color added.
No, they're saying natural color is like nothing was added because it's so again. I'm pointing it out. I grabbed this
Hmm.
one because it's not bourbon, um, but it's made to look like bourbon. It just doesn't say
Hmm.
bourbon. So like they sell it in the United States, trying to like make it seem like because this is
Hmm.
often with the
Does
bourbon
it say
on the
it
shelves.
does say it's a single barrel.
It is a single
I
barrel,
do
which is
remember it being terrible. Like
it's
why?
it's awful. But it is distilled in Peru. It's an Andean whiskey aged in American oak barrels, so probably
Mhm.
used bourbon barrels.
Yep, most
Um,
likely.
but it, like I said, the whole single barrel limited edition, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. So single barrel again is not a bourbon term, but it still is a legally binding term. So
Mhm.
we know that this came from a single barrel, but that barrel should have been burned because it's trash. Um, so I think because it's an import, possibly is why it's as expensive as it is.
Maybe I
But it
don't
is a
know.
product of Peru. But again,
This is not good.
this was really the only whiskey bottle I had over there that had a bunch of fluff words, because you
Yeah.
also have non-chill filtered. That doesn't mean anything.
I mean, I mean, there is a chill filtering process, but if it says it's not using that process, that means it's just not doing that. So I don't know why you would advertise that you're not doing a filtering process. I mean, well, I guess okay. So let me take that back a step. If you're doing some kind of a cask strength, or if you're getting something straight out of the barrel, then you don't really want it to be chill filtered. You usually want it straight out of that barrel at whatever it comes out as is what goes into that bottle. So I can see there's why they would probably say something like that. Um, but I don't know. I just don't know why
it's
you would potentially put that in the bottle. It's the
it's
only other
it's
one.
trash. So this is, and so I
Yeah.
get I one more, and this one is a
Jimmy
great
Red.
example. You liked
Yeah.
this one. You had this
This is
one
a
when you were
tasty one.
here. So good.
Double
Jimmy
oak.
Red, one of my favorites. I cannot wait
I
to go
love it
down to
when they say
Charleston in
double oak.
July.
Mhm.
So I love that you love when they say double oak, because double oak
It doesn't mean
doesn't mean a
anything.
damn thing.
Nah,
Um,
it's funny because there are words that they could use that would mean something if they said like mentioned the char level on the barrels, or if they like mentioned it was like charred in like double like two different oak barrels that was like transferred over time. So it's like it gets that new wood twice kind of a thing. But yeah, double oak doesn't actually mean anything
nope,
right off the bat.
absolutely not. So this one I like because it's a blend of marketing. It's, I mean, it is a good whiskey. And if you see
Mhm.
something with like double oak, like Woodford included, it usually means you're going to get more of a charry flavor, more of an oaky
Yeah.
flavor. Um,
And I think a lot of the times, like I said, it does mean that they used a new oak barrel twice.
yeah, sometimes they'll do another one, but yeah, a lot of times, yes. And then, I mean, obviously there's also some pretty hotly, there's some hot debate amongst like finishing. I honestly, I don't even want to get into it, but like finishing bourbons in different barrels and still calling them bourbons is a pretty hotly debated topic. Like even like,
Technically, you shouldn't be able
but
to,
you do, but
but
they do. I
you
mean,
do.
it's the same like
Yeah.
Maker's 46, like they add different oak after the fact to it's a
So we are
whole thing.
actually wrong. Double oak does actually mean
Double oak
something.
is that's a legally binding term.
Yep, carries real operational meaning.
Operational, but
Uh,
not legal.
it tells how the whiskey was finished. It means the liquor was aged to maturity in one brand new oak barrel and then put in a secondary barrel.
So okay, so it means something
So it does actually mean something.
specific, but there's no like requirement for how long it needs to be in any of those.
No,
It's
it
not like
does not.
single barrel. It's like it must be from that barrel.
No, but the second oak barrel is brand new virgin oak and is strictly within has to be stay like within the definition of bear or definition of bourbon.
Yeah,
But no, yeah, double oak does actually mean something.
that has some meaning. Okay, well then,
That's fun to
but it's
know. I
still
didn't think it did either.
yeah,
I
but it's
think
still not
you're
like binding though. It's like it
I think
means
it
something, but it's
is.
not. Well, because you're still calling it bourbon anyway. So sure, agree to disagree that that's legally binding, because I could find a way to
Okay.
skirt
So
that.
it's not its own distinct legal classification like bottle and bond. But
But
it
it
does
does
say
mean
it
something.
does mean that it does mean that it was aged in an oak barrel and then finished in a new oak barrel.
Yep. Okay. So we agree that it means something specific operationally, but you're not going to go to jail for calling something double oak. And like, but there's no, it's not like
Yeah.
straight bourbon where there's like an age associated or a
hmm
number. Like you could blend it and then put it into another barrel.
No,
Not a
it's
problem.
just finishing. Yeah, I don't see anything that says anything about specific timelines.
Okay. So double oak means something. Which, and if you like, I mean, really, if you like charry things, like look for anything. Bib and Tucker double
Double.
oak is a
Like
great
I
budget
love
bottle.
double oaks. I love all double oaks.
It does say so. This is actually out of South Carolina, so it doesn't say Kentucky straight bourbon. It just says straight bourbon whiskey with an E, as it should be. Don't drop the E, like an Irish. Um, so
And Scottish
and there is no
Scotland is whiskey with an OE,
Irish whiskey also drops the E.
and so does Japanese whiskey.
Regardless, there is no age
Right.
statement, so we know that it's over 4 years because it's straight whiskey, no age statement, so we know it's over 4 years. You have the proofing, and then I like this one right here, sweet mash. That doesn't mean anything. It's the same as saying sour mash, so, which is like a reference to. So that's actually a really popular one that's worth noting. If you see sour mash, cool, doesn't mean anything. It's literally just referencing the utilization of spent grain and like spent mash from a previous distillation to like kickstart the fermentation. It means nothing.
Yeah.
It's
I,
it's
I,
it's it's
I,
it's
I
opera.
don't know
It's
anything different
yeah.
about
No,
it, but
so
yeah, I think it was just
sour
fluff.
mash is when you use a certain bit of like the
Mhm.
previous like grains to
Yeah.
like
So
kickstart. It doesn't mean or
I'm
do
going.
anything.
I'm going to refer this back to brewing because that makes it easy for me to do. But like in brewing, a lot of the times you'll have a sort of either a starter for your yeast, or you will use yeast that was like previously you made a beer, and then it has a bunch of yeast left over, and then you use that yeast for another beer. So I think it's similar to that kind of a thing. So use the mash from the previous one that has the active yeast cultures in it to kickstart the next one.
Yep. But it doesn't mean anything legally.
No,
And
no,
frankly, it
no.
doesn't actually really do anything. Like, especially for like these big bulk bottles that like Michter says sour mash on it doesn't mean a fucking thing.
It just makes people happy that they put fun things on their bottles.
Yep. And then again, distilled, aged, and bottled. Doesn't have to say that, but if since it's on the bottle, it
Mhm.
becomes binding. You have to because they have to prove it. So it's not aged somewhere else. Charleston, South Carolina. If you get a chance to go down to Charleston, anybody that vacations in Charleston, there's a good taco place called
I love
Taco Boy.
Charleston.
There's a good taco place called Taco Boy that's like really close to this distillery. Go get a bottle.
Mhm.
Go get a good
Yeah,
taco.
we
This
were down in
distillery is
Charleston a
super
couple
super
years
cool.
ago, and just the food down there is fantastic. We found a couple of fun speakeasies down there. If we're talking about bourbon, they make some awesome cocktails there. So just quick shout out to Charleston. It's a fantastic city.
Yeah, I'll be down. I'll be down there in July, and you can best bet that I will be spending a good amount of time at Highwire.
Yeah, I
It's one of my
makes
it's one
sense.
of my favorite like non Kentucky like non PA
Mhm.
distilleries because they do we could have I mean we could use the bottle of them for like a genetics episode because they have their own brand like their own like patent on the red corn that they use for their
So
corn.
that's that Jimmy Red, right? And so
That's why it's called Jimmy Red.
I mean, that's actually kind of fun because we have kicked around doing that genetics episode for a while now. So
We'll
maybe
find
that's something we'll think about it.
yeah
Maybe we'll think about that one.
we can find I'm sure we can get a bottle
Cool.
up here or like I said I'll if I can get one in North Carolina and bring it back up I will
Mhm.
because I'm
All
going to
right,
be in North Carolina next week so if I can find a bottle there great.
we can find them. Yeah,
Anyway,
but
so a few others just to keep an eye out for. I don't have any bottles that
mhm.
say them. Handcrafted means nothing. Artisanal means nothing. Craft, nothing. Authentic, honest, genuine, old, very old, super old, young, mean nothing.
If it says young, you should probably not really go
You
for it
should
because
probably.
there's nothing good about a young bottle of whiskey. Like it's just not
I
tasty.
mean, there's like I've had some like really good like white lightnings, but again, it's a pure spirit. There's no character.
I have never had a good white lightning in my life,
I
and
it's
it
more
is
the smoke.
painful in my mouth.
It's more like the smoke. You get some of the like because the smoke and stuff is things that those molecules kind of carry through from the like the way that you terminate the germination and like the malting and like all of that type
Mhm.
of thing. You don't always get a lot of like the smoke from the barrels, so like you do get some of that in. That's why you can have like a relatively young age like mezcal, but still get a ton of smoke. It can be the same, not necessarily whiskey's not as much the same way, but like
Mhm.
scotches, like white lightning for scotches. For any, white lightning, white dog, whatever you want to call it, it's basically it's unaged spirit. It's straight distillate.
Yeah, straight liquor. That's just liquor.
Yeah,
Like people say um
basically
like
moonshine.
grain alcohol alcohol or something like that. That's usually the same kind of shit.
Yep, it's basically moonshine.
It is moonshine.
Yep.
But yeah,
So
and I've had moonshine a couple of times, and I have never had a good experience with it. So, and then when you had moonshine when I was with you, you
yeah.
also did not have a good experience with it.
Well,
So
I was already a little drunk. That was
yeah, no,
that was
yeah,
college.
we don't have to get into it. That was an interesting college time, but uh,
Yeah.
that's like my main thought when I think of White Lightning. So I usually don't regard it very highly.
I've had some very good like apple pie moonshine. But that's the thing, is like you have to add
Mhm.
flavoring to it.
Yeah, you have to put something into it to make it palatable. The stuff that we had was just straight moonshine, and it
Yeah.
was rough, very rough.
So
All
aggressive.
right, dude.
So
So
I hope that all this ranting and raving has
yeah,
helped the listeners understand what to and what not to
hmm
look for when they're getting
I
barrels,
hope
and to
so too.
understand that it's not Kentucky only.
Yeah, no, I think I want to go through one more time what makes bourbon bourbon because I think
One
it
more.
is important, and I think that was the one thing that we literally got that comment on one of our episodes where someone said, you guys didn't say it came from Kentucky, so that's bourbon has to come from Kentucky." You made a very nice reply to the post, a nice video reply to the
And
post,
then he doubled down on
stating
being an idiot.
you literally quoted the Bourbon Act of 1964, and they were like, "Nope, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about." So, to be bourbon/bourbon whiskey, you must be made in the USA, mash bill of at least 51% corn, distilled no more than 160 proof, entered into a brand new charred oak container, not barrel, at no more than 125 proof,
No charred
and
bucket.
bottled at 80 proof or higher, and no added colorings or flavors. Those are the legally binding guarantees that make something bourbon.
If it says
Period.
bourbon, that's a promise. And if it says bottle and
Yes.
bond, it's at least 4 years old and definitely 100 proof.
Yep. And you can guarantee that was in a federal rick
Bonded.
house that was bonded.
Better
So
like
yeah.
bonded where, yeah.
Yeah, it
And
was closed. It was locked.
now, yeah. Now, even if you don't trust the government, you could rest assured that the ones that are in charge of the whiskey they care.
They're going to make sure that it is what it's supposed to be. Ooh, so on that note, I don't know if that came through, but I had a great
I
pop
did.
on that
I
one.
heard it.
So I think final tasting notes, and then we can
Final tasting
call
notes.
this one a wrap, sir.
Yeah. Did we still want to do like a couple terms? If we had our own bourbon brand, a couple of fun,
Ooh.
because we haven't done a list in a few episodes. So I think just a short
Yeah.
short 3-item list of
Mm-hmm.
words. If we owned our own whiskey brand, fluff words
Fluff
that we
words,
would
fun
put on
fluff.
our brand of whiskey.
Yes. So let me think for a second. I don't know if you want to go through your. Well, I'm gonna. No,
Yeah,
Give me a second.
okay.
Mm,
I have a couple. I
all
can
right.
definitely do
I think I've
3.
got one.
Okay. I will. One of mine's pretty funny. I think it's funny.
All right. I'm gonna say you can go through and start with yours because I am, though I should have already thought of something.
Oh, you're good.
This is actually more difficult than I anticipated,
So
and I did not have a
I'll
lot of
give
time
you an
to
idea
prep
of
for
where
it.
my head's at for it, and I think that's gonna help. So
Okay, yeah, I think that
the
might help me.
first one that I would pick, and this is a loose reference back to one of my favorite episodes of Mad Men.
All right.
Toasty.
Toasty.
Toasty. Like it's like a like it's like toasted grains. It's like it's like
Oh,
a
yeah, the caramel,
caramely. Which
when
is
I
funny
said
because
something, it was
Penelope
like
actually
twisted
has one.
marshmallow.
No, is it? I think it's Basil Hayden. They actually have one that's like toasted.
Oh yeah,
it's like toasted bran, but
that is a
like
good one.
toasty would be like one of my
Mm,
favorite fluff words to put on one of my bottles.
ooh,
Because it's like a
yes,
reference to
that is a
Mad
good
Men when
one. That
they
is
were
a good
doing the
one.
tobacco episode. And he's like, "It's toasted." No, everyone else's cigarettes are poison. Yours are toasted.
Oh,
Shout
that's
out
such a
John
great
Hamm.
show.
Shout
I
out Don
love Mad
Draper.
Men so much. Oh, fucking John Draper.
Um,
Oh, Don Draper,
Don
John
Draper,
Hamm.
John Hamm,
Yeah.
Don Draper. They're the same person.
Yeah. So I think I like that, and thank you. I think that put my head in the place that it needed to be, because I think that mine would be full bodied. I like full bodied.
Ooh, full
That's
bodied.
something because like when we're talking about it, like we've talked about it before, I tend to gravitate towards the double oak, the heavy char, that the full bodied bourbon. That doesn't mean anything. People talk about it a lot with wines and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think you can also use it to describe bourbons, even though it doesn't actually mean anything.
Yep. No, I've definitely, buddy. I for sure have seen bottles of bourbon that have full bodied on them.
Mm-hmm.
Floof, all floof. Um.
Tasty thief.
So my second one, which I think is my funny one, in reference, not necessarily in the verbiage, but in reference to mouthfeel, silky.
Silky. This bourbon is silky smooth.
With a silky smooth finish. Yes.
I have seen that actually used. I haven't seen it used on a bottle on like the front of the bottle, but I have definitely read like descriptions on the backs of bottles that say silky. Does that one say silky
no,
on it?
I know, but I want it right here, just silky.
Just in big capital letters.
Big capital letters, silky mouthfeel.
It's like you're gonna write silky in the least silky way of writing it, but say silky.
Yeah, I mean, honorable mention for mouthfeel. You've used this word a couple times, and I love it. Astringent.
Astringent, yeah. I mean, I
But
usually
not,
don't use it
not
as a positive
it's not really.
one. You shouldn't put it on a bottle.
No, it's really only for me. It's only positive if I'm talking about wine because I want it to suck all the moisture out of my mouth and feel
Yeah,
like I'm
no, I
eating
do
sand.
enjoy astringent wines, but I think I might be in the minority, and I think that the majority of people would see astringent and say, "Ooh, I don't want that."
Yeah, well, I'm trying to keep those people out. I mean, despite the fact that honestly, a lot of bourbons are technically astringent. Like, there's a
They
lot
are
of
a little
dry
bit. They
bourbons.
do have. I had one. Did we have the one that was like a it was like a tea infused
Yeah,
bourbon? Did we have that together?
yep.
That was astringent as fucking
That was
terrible.
so dry.
It was very bad.
It's
It was
wild.
painful.
Yeah, not silky smooth,
Not silky at all.
not
It's
scrappy
quite the
cocoa
opposite.
silky smooth.
No.
Shout
Scrappy
out Adam
cocoa.
Sandler. Shout out Don't Mess with Zohan.
I love the mess with Zohan. All right. So I think my next one would be bronze. That bronze
Ooh,
color.
like a color.
Bronze. Like this is bronzed. Like it is a very nice
Yeah,
bronze color.
which is
But I
kind of the
never see
color I wanted for
bronze
the
on any.
suits. Kind of wanted that color for the suits for the wedding, but I got X-Nayed.
Tell Becca thank you from me.
Yeah,
Because I don't want to wear a bronze suit.
you guys are getting navy blue. It's like a dark navy blue.
So I'm completely down with that because blue is one of my favorite colors to wear.
Yeah,
It brings out my eyes.
yeah. I so you guys are gonna all be in one, and then I'm in like a navy blue paisley jacket, and I'm gonna
Oh, you're doing paisley.
fuck yeah.
Ooh,
It's gonna look
all
sick.
right, all right.
I'll send you pictures later. It's gonna look
Definitely. Yeah, I haven't seen them
yeah.
yet.
It's gonna look really good for pictures. Anyway, um,
I've got my third. And I'm
silky
definitely
smooth.
stealing it. Yeah, I have my third.
Mm. I hope I'm stealing yours, but I
I
probably am
doubt
not.
you are.
I probably am not. But my final one, and at one point during Prohibition, it may or may not have carried a little bit of weight. But my third one, medicinal.
Ugh. Why would you want to put that on your bottle?
Well, that's how because that's like I'm hearkening back to the early ages of bourbon when it was used as a medicine. And that's, I mean, that's the
No,
way some of these, like,
no,
that's the way some of these got to
no,
be sold during
no,
Prohibition. Is no, I'm sticking
no.
with it. Nope. That is my fluff. That is my fluff word. My
It is
fluff
fluff.
word, medicinal.
I'm gonna say no,
Okay,
thank you. I
fine.
think it's just because
Peppery.
you like Fernets. It's because you like Fernets too much. You just want to
Yeah.
like have a medicinal title on
Yeah. Well,
your
I mean,
thing.
Malort as well.
Yeah, well, they're both no, thank you. No,
No,
thank
you're out of your
you.
mind.
I'm out of my mind.
I would absolutely, if I saw a bourbon,
Yeah,
that was like straight Kentucky bourbon, like straight Kentucky bourbon bottle, like
medicinal.
yeah, medicinal.
Oh.
Yep.
All right. So in the comments of wherever you're hearing this, because AI clip this, please. Um, what are your thoughts on having medicinal on a bottle of bourbon? Do you think that that would be a positive thing, or do you think that that would be a terrible thing to put on a bottle of anything that is not medicine? And honestly, you don't usually want to put it on a bottle of medicine either.
I want to go on record and say that I didn't say that it was a positive thing. I said I would put it on, like, that's a fluff word that I would want to put on my bottle of bourbon.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to
But
sell
are
very
you
many
not trying to
bottles.
sell bourbon?
Maybe I'm trying to cater to a very specific crowd that likes things like Fernet and Malort.
Yep. Yeah.
I'll find a
You could
specific
be.
distilling process and mash bill that'll give me the herbal sensation that I'm looking for. It only has to be
Mhm.
51% corn. Doesn't say I can't add a bunch of other shit that Fernet's made out of.
As long as there's no other natural flavorings or colors in those things
No,
you add.
artificial doesn't. No, natural's
Artific-
fine.
it doesn't say natural?
I could put fucking chicory in there. Nobody could stop me.
No, don't do that. That's it. No, well, no, because I think it
Hold
has to
on.
only
Nah,
be the
I
things.
don't think so. Because you can have rye, you can have wheat. That's why you have wheated
I guess it's
bourbons.
in the mash bill. I guess you could put other stuff into it.
Yeah, that's how you. Where do you think you get the flavors from?
Yeah, no, it's no added colors or flavoring. So it's not natural or artificial. You can't add any other colors or
But
flavors.
I can put them in. I'll find a way around it. No, yeah, absolutely no artificial colorings or flavorings. Doesn't it's no not added. No artificial.
Thought it was just no added. I think just in general, you can't do any added.
I'm seeing
Either way, okay,
cannot
you
contain
can
any
do
no cannot contain any additives. Go away.
yeah, no additives, no
Flavor
nothing.
guide.
I
Okay,
think that's the
give me
thing.
your
It
last
has
one
to
and I'll
just
look at
be
Mashville recommend. Now, oh, god damn it.
yeah.
We need to wrap this
So
episode.
my
Now I need to Google something.
yeah, we're diving into other stuff. But yeah, mine is I think this is my favorite thing on. So for these episodes, sometimes we will look some things up and get some ideas. And one of the things that I saw that I think would be hilarious to put on a bottle is Super Premium Family Reserve. Super Premium
Super
Family, like
premium
that means
family
literally
reserve.
none of it means anything, but it's hilarious sounding.
What's the most ridiculous? That's fantastic, by the way.
Yeah,
But what's the
yeah.
most like ridiculous one you could come up with?
Ugh. Uh,
Very old sour mash secret family recipe reserve.
Small batch. You forgot small batch.
Distilled in Kentucky, bottled in California.
Bottled in California. Small batch. Very old. Premium. Select.
Very old premium,
Select.
genuine,
Genuine
very old, authentic,
bourbon.
premium
No,
select
it's just
secret family reserve recipe.
bourbon. We'll throw one real one in there.
Bourbon. We've basically just quoted the entire Michter's bottle. Uh,
That sucks because Mictus is not bad. It's actually pretty good, but it is not any standard of anything.
I
What are
don't.
you looking at? Are you still
I
looking
don't.
at
I
that?
don't
I
see.
still don't think you can do what
I
you're
don't
saying.
see anything in here that says I can't add. It's flavoring grains. I don't see anything specific. As long as it's 51% corn. I internet check me on this. In my brief quick checking. I have not found anything that tells me Colorado water is elite. What a weird. Oh, branch and barrel. Oh, that's a specific distillery. I don't see anything
Okay.
that tells me that I can't put weird shit
So
in my mash bill.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't think it says anything it has, excuse me, it has to be grain and corn.
Mm-mm-mm. I mean, 51% corn, yes, but
I mean, we know that, but
yeah,
other than the other 49%.
yeah, I mean, it's mostly the like barley, wheat, rye are like the other big ones that everyone uses.
Yeah. Yeah,
Barley,
because
well,
that's what you would do.
yeah,
I
because that's
mean,
what you would do to make bourbon. But I don't want to make. I want to make
I
medicinal. I
mean,
want to make
you
medicinal
like,
bourbon.
why do you want to make medicinal
I want to put fucking quinoa. I want to put like
you just
fucking
hate people.
quinoa and millet and chicory and.
Ugh. Ugh. No, thank you. None of this. None of this at all.
I'm gonna put chia seeds in there.
Chia.
Does that add fiber? Is it gonna be Olipop bourbon?
It would add fiber.
Fibrous. Well, no. I guess the fibers wouldn't.
Fiber.
The fibers wouldn't distill though.
We'll just put a high in fiber label on it.
But the fibers wouldn't distill it. I can't add anything. I'm basically just making fire. Oh my god, that's it. You heard it here first. You cannot steal it.
No.
This is my proof that this is our idea first. You know how they have like those Olipop sodas because like every doctor tells every person that they're not getting enough fiber. We should make. We should make. We should make.
Oh, no, it's prebiotics. I'm sorry.
Prebiotic. We should make.
It is specific. Yeah.
We should make a whiskey brand. It couldn't be bourbon because it would have an additive. We could make. We still call it whiskey. God damn it. We could make a whiskey with high fiber.
A fiber whiskey.
Fiber whiskeys, and people are just doing. It's like like 10 grams of fiber per shot.
Oh, buddy. No, it's funny because we've been talking about doing this genetics episode, right? And just because you can do stuff doesn't mean you should do stuff. And this ties into the none of this, please.
About fiber.
Just a shot of sponsored by Metamucil.
New and improved alcoholic Metamucil because we know you don't want to take your fiber. No, wait.
Just take the shot instead.
wait.
Mm-hmm.
Tagline: forget about taking your fiber. Because you'll black out taking your fiber.
You're gonna literally forget about it.
Yeah, forget about having to take your fiber. That's the tagline. That's the marketing tagline. Buddy, that's genius.
I think we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back.
Greg,
that's final tasting notes.
Greg, that's genius though. Forget about taking your fiber.
I'm not saying it's not a good tagline. I'm saying it's time for final tasting notes.
I'm not even drunk. I'm just excited about the prospect of fiber bourbon.
Fiber fucking bourbon.
Fiber bourbon.
It's fucking terrible.
That's not gonna start my days from now on. Just a packet of Metamucil in a fucking shot.
I will say now I'm gonna fucking derail us even more. But Gen Z is not drinking anymore. Millennials are drinking less. We've got to focus back on the boomers again, and they need their fiber.
Frankly, so do the millennials.
Yeah, well, I mean, correct, but I think millennials don't drink as much as they used to. I think that
nutritionist harps on me every time about not getting enough fiber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And not from natural sources. I don't know what could be a more natural source than bourbon. It's made completely of grains and water.
There are no additional additives or flavorings.
I don't know. It's entirely consistent of grains and water. How can it not be a health food? Every time I polish off a bottle of wine, I just tell Becca, but it's so many antioxidants. And I have so many oxidants.
So if you drink more beer, you'll get your fiber intake because there's tons of fiber in beer.
Is there really? That doesn't sound right.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome to look it up. There's a lot of fiber in beer.
I'll do it later.
Now I want to fucking guess myself, but I'm confident.
That doesn't seem right.
Yes. Beer contains 0.7 to 3.5 grams per 12-ounce can. So yeah, that's actually a lot of fiber.
I was gonna say, 0.7 nothing. 3.5
Nothing.
grams per
3.5
12
grams
ounce.
per 12 ounce is pretty good.
Well, she wants me to get
Yeah, if
like
you
she
that's
wants
probably
like
your unfiltered
30.
IPA.
Yeah, she wants like 30 or 40 grams of fiber a day. But you need to
Yeah.
drink enough water. But that's only like 10 cans of beer.
Yeah, you could do that. If you drink a 12 pack, you get your fiber for the day.
Yeah, I don't I'm gonna make sure I look that up and bring that up the next time. She'll love that. She'll love that. Hey, how'd you get your fiber?
uh,
Exclusively a 12 pack of hams.
hams. Hams is the one you're picking.
Wow, I just threw it out there. Shout out Tyler. Tyler
Uh,
loves hams.
Hams. So God damn, we're derailing as fuck. But the first time I ever had hams was in Philly. Jan and I went to it was like an emo punk night kind of a thing at a bar in Philly. And we went and it was fantastic. The bar was absolutely packed. And as soon as we walked in, a couple got up from a table. So we got to slip into a table and had our own spot. And it was just fantastic music the whole night. And I think the pounders of hams were like $2 or something like that. So I was just pounding hams the whole night, and it was a fantastic night. We met a very interesting couple that kind of invited us back to their place, and we were like, "Nah, I think we're good." But yeah, they were fun, and it was a good night. Anyway,
That was
I
that was
digress.
just super. That could have been a much cooler story.
We went home instead of it being a cooler story.
Yeah, that could have been a much more fun story. Man, it's like
But
that time we finished the entire bottle of Fireball and an entire case of beer they wanted to get rid of in buckets while watching the Pens game in Philadelphia.
yep. Well, that was actually kind of fun though, because then we went to the other bar and hung out with the guy because it was his birthday and it was the owner's birthday, and they closed down the bar, and then you
We
were
just
talking to
walked
the
in.
guy
We
that
weren't
runs the British
invited. We just
team.
walked in.
No, we just walked in and they were like, "Hey, you guys seem fun," and we just hung out.
They were like, we're closed, but there's beer in that bucket over there.
Yeah, you can't buy beer legally because it's after 2 a.m. and you're in Pennsylvania, but there's a cooler over there. Enjoy.
That's a good night.
Anyway,
Poor Yana. Anyway,
so
all right.
let's do our final tasting night. Yeah, Poriana. What are your
Uh,
thoughts, sir?
I mean, it's still you still get the rye, so now I know it's like not the ethanoliness. It's good. It's a good, but it's a great
Honestly, I think
budget
it's a
bottle.
great budget
It's
bottle.
a
It's
great
it's
budget bottle.
probably it might be among my favorite budget bottles.
Mm. I have pulled the scoreboard up for anybody that is watching that is interested. Oh no! Oh, that's on the outside. Thank God.
Hmm.
Um, I think I know where I'm gonna put this. I mean,
I know.
it's good. I don't have any other notes. Like it's a very
I
good,
mean,
very bourbony tasting bourbon.
yeah, it's bourbony tasting bourbon with a solid rye spice. So it's got the sweetness from the bourbon. It's got some solid toastiness, and it's got a little bit of a rye spice that I'm, as we talked about in the beginning of the episode, coming to really enjoy. Honestly, I think we definitely have to dive into some more ryes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think. Uh,
Do you want to? Do you want to?
can
Do
you
you, do you
remind
want to? Yeah. Do you
people of
want to
my
know any of
numbers?
your other scores?
Yes, please.
Your top score is the Eight Oaks Bottle and Bond at 8.7.
Makes sense.
Your bottom score is
Eight Oaks
the
is the Veterans Cut.
yeah the
Bottom.
Veterans Cup.
Yep.
Yep. Your bottom score right now is the Larceny Barrel Proof at 6.8. I had that at 6.6. You had Larceny at 7.2. I had Larceny at
Yeah, like
6.2.
that. Yeah,
Kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
flipped it. You had Punchers at 7.4. You had the Stolen Wolf at 8.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's sort of your benchmarks there.
Okay, yeah. I think that's a solid place for me. Yeah, and honestly, what I was thinking before you told me that jives perfectly. I think
Yeah.
I think I'm in the right spot.
Yep. Yeah. I know what I think of the other ones on the list, so I know where I'm going to put this one. I feel like
Mhm.
we may actually be a little bit off on this one. We've been pretty close on a lot of these. I think we might be a little bit
Might
off.
be on this one. We'll see. We'll
Yep.
see.
Uh,
Count us down.
3, 2, 1, 6.5.
7.5. Okay, yeah, I gave it a full point more than you.
Yep.
I
You
really enjoyed it, honestly.
you have it above Punchers.
I think I do. I think it's like I'm putting it. That was kind of what you said. You said that Punchers I had a 7.4.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty much in my mind almost like the same as Punchers, but with a little bit more bourbon character to it. So I think that's why I added a little bit more. Yeah, I really
I
like this.
no no I know why you like it. I get why you like it. This is
Hmm.
it's fun because this is where we're seeing like the palette shift. Like I personally cannot put this below, or I can't put this above the Larceny Barrel Proof. I really like the Larceny Barrel Proof. I
Yeah.
also I but it's also like, to me this is actually very similar to Larceny. Where Larceny is wheated, this
Mhm.
is rye. But for me, like they're great representations. Like Larceny is a great wheated bourbon.
They're
This is a
kind of
great
yeah, they're
rye
kind of two
bourbon.
sides to the same coin. I can see that, but I think that they have very different character.
Yeah,
I
very different character.
originally was going to put this around the same place as Larceny, but I think it has a bit more because I think the Larceny,
You did put it
there's
close to
something with the
Larceny.
rye punch
You only put it point 0.3 higher than
a
Larceny.
bit more. Like I said, a bit more,
Yeah.
because I think it does have a bit more character with the rye taste to it, whereas the Larceny has a little bit more of the kind of like mellow, weedy, sweet kind of flavoring to it. There's something I really enjoy about the bit of rye spice in this one, and as I said at the beginning of the episode, I was drinking a little bit of bourbon before we got started, and I actually had a little bit of the Henry McKenna 10-year.
Yep.
And Anthony and I were joking that it was going to destroy my palate because it's one of our most highly rated
So good.
bourbons consistently because
It's my
it's
high. It's
delicious.
still my highest.
And honestly, you should try this next to it. It's not a huge difference.
We already ran over. I'll be back. 1 second.
I'm
We're
saying
already
that
over.
on
We're
purpose
already
for
over.
you to go get it and try a little bit because when I was having the Henry McKenna before this, I realized that it does have a decent amount of rye spice to it, and it's got the bourbony. Mind you, it has way more oak character, so I wouldn't put the 1792 at the same spot, but it's kind of a lower price point, similar type of bourbon for that.
I'm not saying it's not really good. I'm just saying that maybe I don't have the appreciation for rye spice. Maybe
So,
I don't.
I don't think you heard what was just saying, but the main difference between the two, because I think they both have a similar mash bill. I think they're both going to have a similar bourbon or similar rye character to them. The Henry McKenna definitely has more of an oaky finish to it because obviously it's aged 10 years. It makes sense. But for the price point of where the 1792 is, it's not a huge difference.
I'm smelling both at the moment. Hold on. Okay.
Hmm.
In with the
Hmm.
McKenna. This is my cats. My Steeler cats.
You steal a kiss.
Nah, fuck off. That's so much better.
Oh, no, dude, it's this, but put it from like literally what I just said. It's a similar type of bourbon with way more oak character.
Nah.
It's the same kind of rye spice to it. It's got the
Ah,
similar sweetness to it. It just has a lot more oak
buddy,
character.
we're not gonna see eye to eye on
All right,
this.
all right. I'm trying to
They're
convince you. Maybe
Now
we're not
these
gonna
are in my mind, these are definitely 2 points apart. Oh yeah. Yeah, buddy, and I mean this sincerely. Like, it's possible that your
do
bottle of Henry McKenna is just fucking better than mine.
it. But you mean that means 1792 is better than yours? But
No, 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 no.
um,
I'm sorry. Other way around. It's possible my bottle
yeah,
of
yeah,
Henry
yeah.
McKenna is better than yours.
Better than yours. Yeah, because it is a single barrel and they're not from the same
They're
barrel.
literally different barrel numbers. Mine was bottled in 2012. No,
Yeah, mine was
barreled on.
2014. So it thoroughly could be that yours is a better barrel. But
Because if you remember, mine was
yeah.
before they started mass. This is from when they before they started mass producing it.
I know. Oh, I know.
Everyone, go back to our first episode. You'll hear the whole story.
Ever
Anyway,
the
okay.
first season 1, episode 1.
I'm I am firm.
I still think Henry McKenna has something to explain.
I am firm at 6.5. You are firm at 7.5.
7.3. I'm gonna back it off a little.
You're gonna put it below
Makes me feel
punchers
better.
now.
Nah, sticking to 7.5. I like it.
Do you want
It's
to
tasty.
do you just put it at 7.4 and just tie punchers?
Okay, we can do that.
Okay. Yeah, you no, yeah, you have because you have Larceny and Fuji tied, so it's not like tying is like unprecedented for you.
Yeah, I do have it sometimes. So, okay, yeah, I'll put
Fine.
it at 7.4 and tie it with
Yep.
punchers, and then
Mine is just a
we'll.
tick below.
There's literally no reason for me to do that. I'm putting it at 7.5 because that's where
Keep
I
it at
like it.
7.5.
Makes me
That's
happy.
fine. I think
Keep it. Keep it.
I did 6.5 because it is just a teeny tiny for me, a teeny
Mhm.
tiny fraction less good to me for the price and character and quality
Wait,
than the Larceny
for
barrel
something
proof.
that's you think that there's for the price, you think that this is like so one of the biggest like pluses of this barrel bottle, mind you, I try to ignore price when I'm giving my tasting notes and what I think of it is as a taste, but I do think one of the biggest draws to this as it's a $35 bottle,
Yeah.
and it is very 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 good for a $35 bottle.
I also like buddy, I'm not contesting that. I just like
Mhm.
that I like that the Larceny barrel proof's like
It was like a
30%
$70
higher.
bottle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit more, but it's also
Twice as much.
but it punches heavier.
uh
And I honestly
all right.
I always default
Either
to
way,
I default to single barrels because I like getting all of those like unique characteristics out of it.
I understand. I understand. But anyway, sir, this has been a fun episode.
Great
I
episode.
really hope that our listeners feel
Better
more
educated.
educated and feel comfortable. Honestly, I don't even know about better educated. I want you to be able to go and look at bottles on a shelf and be able to pick them out based on what they say on the labels rather than just falling for bullshit. So, I hope this helped you do
Nonsense
that.
marketing.
There's
Oh
so
yeah.
much nonsense marketing.
Yeah, so like a great best example of it's like Four Roses. Four Roses small batch and Four Roses single barrel are completely different whiskeys.
They are. I will say they're both tasty
That's
whiskeys,
good.
but they are different.
But one is essentially Jim Beam and the other one's like actually like a really good whiskey.
On that note, dude. Cheers, sir.